Questions about General Education Part 7. Question number 1. Choose the correct form. He to school every day. Letter A. Go. Letter B. Goes. Letter C. Going. Letter D. Went. The simple present tense is used to express habitual actions, daily routines, general facts, and events that happen regularly. In this tense, the base form of the verb is used with most subjects, and it is the simplest form of a verb, without any endings like s, ed, or ing, and is used with the names of people, animals, or things that perform the action. However, when the subject is third-person singular, such as he, she, or it, the verb must add s or s. In the sentence, he to school every day, the phrase, every day, indicates that the action happens regularly, so the simple present tense is required. Since the subject is he, the base verb, go, changes to goes, making goes, or letter B is the correct answer. Question number 2. Ano ang pandiwa sa pangingusap, kumakain siya ng manzanas? Letter A. Kumakain. Letter B. Siya. Letter C. Manzanas. Letter D. Nang. The correct answer is letter A. Kumakain. Ang pandiwa ay bahagi ng pananalita na nagsasad ng kilos o galaw ng isang tao, hayop, o bagay sa pangingusap. Sa pangingusap na, kumakain siya ng manzanas, ang salitang, kumakain, ang nagpapakita ng aksyon o kilos, kaya ito ang pandiwa. Question number 3. Ethics is the study of, letter A. History only. Letter B. Plants and animals. Letter C. Numbers and equations. Letter D. Right and wrong. The correct answer is letter D. Right and wrong. Ethics is the branch of philosophy that studies moral principles, guiding us to determine what is right and wrong, good and bad in human behavior. It helps people make decisions about how to act justly and responsibly in different situations. Question number 4. Who is considered disenfranchised in an election? Letter A. A person who votes twice. Letter B. A person who cannot vote. Letter C. A person who registers to vote. Letter D. A person who campaigns for a candidate. The correct answer is letter B. A person who cannot vote. A disenfranchised person is someone who has lost or does not have the right to vote in an election. This can happen due to age, legal restrictions, or other barriers that prevent participation in the voting process. Question number 5. Which is a prime number? Letter A. 9. Letter B. 15. Letter circa 17. Letter D. 28. A prime number is a whole number greater than 1 that has only two factors, 1 and itself. This means it can only be divided evenly by 1 and the number itself, with no other divisors. While the option A, 9 is divisible by 1, 3, and 9 right-pointing arrow. It is not prime because it has more than two factors. The option B, 15 is divisible by 1, 3, 5, and 15 it is not prime number. The option D, 28 is divisible by 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and 28 again it is not a prime number, but the option circa 17 is divisible by 1 and 17 only. Therefore, 17 is the prime number in the options. Question number 6. Which of the following are small openings in the bark of woody plants that allow gas exchange? Letter A. Stomata. Letter B. Phloem. Letter C. Xylem. Letter D. Lenticels. The correct answer is letter D. Lenticels are the small openings or pores in the bark of woody plants that allow gas exchange between the internal tissues and the atmosphere. They enable oxygen to enter the plant for respiration and allow carbon dioxide to exit. The three parts of the plants that allow exchange gases or breathe are the stomata. It is the tiny openings mostly on the leaves that allow carbon dioxide in for photosynthesis and oxygen out. The lenticels is the small openings in the bark of woody stems that allow gas exchange for respiration. And root hairs or roots. It absorb oxygen from the soil for cellular respiration, though not exactly breathers, but they allow gas exchange underground. Question number 7. Who were the first known settlers of the Philippines? Letter A. Negritos. Letter B. Malays. Letter C. Spaniards. Letter D. Indonesians. The correct answer is letter A. Negritos are considered the first known settlers of the Philippines. They are believed to have arrived in the islands tens of thousands of years ago, long before other groups such as the Malays or Spaniards. Negritos is a general term used to describe the earliest indigenous peoples of the Philippines. Itas, Agta or Aita, are one of the Negrito groups. They were small-statured, dark-skinned people who lived as hunter-gatherers, relying on hunting, fishing, and gathering forest resources. Again, the first known settlers of the Philippines were the Itas, Negritos, who arrived thousands of years ago and lived as hunter-gatherers in forests and mountainous areas. They were followed by the Indonesians, who migrated in search of better land and livelihood and introduced improved tools and seafaring skills. Later, the Malays arrived and established permanent settlements called barangays, developing agriculture, trade, culture, and early forms of government. Finally, the Spaniards came in the 16th century, not as settlers but as colonizers, with the aim of governing the islands, spreading Christianity, and gaining wealth and resources. Question number 8. Which solution causes a cell to swell because water moves into the cell? Letter A. Isotonic. Letter B. Hypertonic. Letter C. Hypertonic. Letter D. Neutral. The correct answer is letter C. Hypertonic. A hypertonic solution has a lower concentration of solutes outside the cell than inside the cell. Because of this difference, water moves into the cell by osmosis, causing the cell to swell and possibly burst. Osmosis is the movement of water molecules from an area of higher water concentration with lower solute concentration to an area of lower water concentration with higher solute concentration through a selectively permeable membrane. In simple terms, water moves from where there is more water to where there is less water until balance is reached. The three types of solutions based on their effect on a cell are: first, the isotonic solution. The solute concentration inside and outside the cell is equal, so there is no net movement of water, and the cell remains normal in size. Second is the hypertonic solution. The solute concentration is higher outside the cell, so water moves out of the cell, causing it to shrink. And the hypertonic solution. The solute concentration is lower outside the cell, so water moves into the cell, causing it to swell. Question number 9. Who is known as the father of glass sculpture in the Philippines? Letter A. Ben Cab. Letter B. Napoleon Abueva. Letter C. Arturo Luz. Letter D. Ramon Orlina. The correct answer is letter D. Ramon Orlina. The glass sculpture is an art form that uses glass as the main medium to create three-dimensional artworks. It involves techniques such as cutting, grinding, polishing, casting, or shaping glass to produce sculptural forms that reflect light, color, and texture. Ramon Orlina is known as the father of glass sculpture in the Philippines because he pioneered the use of industrial glass in Philippine sculpture. His works transformed discarded glass into refined, modern artworks and helped establish glass sculpture as a respected art form in the country. Meanwhile, Dale Chihuly is widely recognized as the father of modern glass sculpture or modern studio glass movement worldwide. He revolutionized glass art by introducing large-scale, expressive glass sculptures and installations, bringing glass sculpture to international prominence. Question number 10. Solve for 3x plus 7 equals 19. Letter A, 4. Letter B, 5. Letter circa 6. Letter D, 7. To solve the equation 3x plus 7 equals 19, the goal is to find the value of x. The process begins by removing the constant term, which is the number that does not contain a variable and whose value does not change. In the equation 3x plus 7 equals 19, the number 7 is the constant term because it has no variable, while 3x is a term with a variable. To remove the constant term, 7 is subtracted from both sides of the equation, resulting in 3x equals 12. Next, both sides of the equation are divided by 3 to isolate x. This gives x equals 4, which satisfies the equation. Therefore, the correct answer is 4. Question number 11. CRUD in database stands for letter A, copy, read, undo, delete. Letter B, copy, run, upload, download. Letter C, create, run, update, display. Letter D, create, read, update, delete. The correct answer is letter D. Create, read, update, delete or CRUD is an acronym used in databases and information systems to describe the 4 basic operations that can be performed on data. First is create. It is adding new data or records to the database. Second is read. It refers on retrieving or viewing existing data. Third is update. It is the modifying or editing existing data, and fourth is delete. It refers on removing data from the database. These 4 operations form the foundation of how databases and most software applications manage data. Question number 12. Deviance in society is letter A, behavior that violates norms. Letter B, acceptable social behavior. Letter C, cultural tradition. Letter D, law enforcement. The correct answer is letter A, behavior that violates norms. Deviance in society refers to actions or behaviors that go against social norms, rules, or expectations accepted by a group or society. These behaviors are considered outside what is viewed as normal or acceptable. Question number 13. During a group presentation, Maria's laptop suddenly stopped working, but she continued explaining her part clearly and confidently without panicking. Which word best describes Maria's behavior? Letter A, apathy. Letter B, composure. Letter C, aplomb. Letter D, poise. The correct answer is letter C. Aplomb means self-confidence and calmness, especially in a difficult or unexpected situation. It refers to the ability to remain composed and confident under pressure. In the situation, Maria's laptop stopped working, which could have caused panic. However, she continued explaining clearly and confidently, showing aplomb. Question number 14. Which figure of speech is this? The classroom was so silent that you could hear a pin drop. Letter A, hyperbole. Letter B, onomatopoeia. Letter C, simile. Letter D, personification. The correct answer is letter A. Hyperbole is a figure of speech that uses exaggeration to emphasize an idea, feeling, or situation. It is not meant to be taken literally but is used to make a description more vivid or dramatic. In the sentence, the classroom was so silent that you could hear a pin drop, the idea of hearing a pin drop is an exaggeration, because a pin is too small to be heard in real life. This exaggerated statement highlights how extremely quiet the classroom was. Therefore, the figure of speech used is hyperbole, making the letter A is the correct answer. Question number 15. Alan ang tambalan. Letter A, Kubo. Letter B, Bahay. Letter C, Bahay Kubo. Letter D, Maliki. Ang tambalan a yuri nang salita na nabubuo sa pagsasama ng dalawang salitang gat upang makabuo ng isang bagong salita na may isang kahulugan. Karaniwang pinodudugtong ang dalawang salita at nagiging mas tiyak ang kahulugan kapag pinagsama. Sa tanong na, alin ang tambalan? Hinahanap kung alin sa mga pagpipilian ang binubuo ng dalawang salitang gat. Ang salitang, bahay kubo, ay tambalan dahil ito ay galing sa dalawang salitang gat na bahay at kubo. Kapag pinagsama, nagiging isang salita ito na tumutukoy sa isang uri ng bahay. Samantalang ang kubo, bahay, at malaki ay isang salita lamang. At hindi pinagsama, kaya hindi sila tambalan. Question number 16. The chemical symbol for gold is letter A, Ag, letter B, Au, letter C, Gd, letter D, Go. The correct answer is letter B, Au. The chemical symbol for gold is O, which comes from the Latin word aurum, meaning gold. Chemical symbols are standardized abbreviations used in chemistry to represent elements on the periodic table. While Ag symbol is for silver, Gd symbol is for gadolinium, Go, not a chemical symbol. Another symbols from periodic table used in general education is H for hydrogen, O for oxygen, N for nitrogen, C for carbon, Na for sodium, Cl for chlorine, K for potassium, Ca for calcium, Mg for magnesium, Fe for iron, Cu for copper, Ag for silver, Au for gold, Zn for zinc, Al for aluminum, Pb for lead, Hg for mercury, I for iodine, S for sulfur, P for phosphorus. Question number 16. The Philippine Revolution against Spain started in letter A, 1896, letter B, 1945, letter circa 1521, letter D, 1986. The correct answer is letter A, 1896. The Philippine Revolution against Spain officially began in August 1896, marked by the Cry of Pugad-Lawan, or also called as the Cry of Balintawak, on August 23, 1896. During this event, members of the Katipunan, led by Andres Bonifacio, tore their residence certificates or cédulas in defiance of Spanish colonial rule, symbolizing the start of the revolution. The first armed clash against Spanish forces occurred shortly after, at San Juan del Monte or Pinaglabanan. While some sources date this first battle on August 26, 1896, others list it as August 30, 1896. However, historians generally accept August 26 as the date of the initial armed confrontation. Question number 17. Which sentence is imperative? Letter A. She is studying. Letter B. Please sit down. Letter C. Are you ready? Letter D. The test was hard. The correct answer is letter B. Please sit down. An imperative sentence is a type of sentence that gives a command, request, advice, or instruction. It often begins with a verb and may end with a period or an exclamation point. The subject, you, is usually implied rather than stated. In the sentence, please sit down, the speaker is giving a polite command or request, making it an imperative sentence. Question number 18. Literature that is passed down orally from generation to generation is called. Letter A. Modern literature. Letter B. Written literature. Letter C. Contemporary literature. Letter D. Oral literature. The correct answer is letter D. Oral literature. It refers to literary works such as folk tales, legends, myths, epics, chants, riddles, and songs that are passed down by word of mouth. From one generation to another, these works are preserved through storytelling, recitation, and performance. while the modern literature refers to a recent written works. The written literature is recorded in written form and the contemporary literature is a present-day literary works. Question 19. Philippine music influenced by Spanish culture includes letter A. Kulintang, letter B. Kundaman, letter C. Chant, letter D. Tribal music. The correct answer is letter B. Kundaman is a traditional Filipino song form that was strongly influenced by Spanish culture, particularly in its musical structure, melody, and themes of love and patriotism. It developed during the Spanish colonial period and often uses Western musical elements such as tonal harmony. Question number 20. Which nutrient is the main source of energy? Letter A. Protein. Letter B. Fat. Letter C. Carbohydrates. Letter D. Vitamins. The correct answer is letter C. Carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy. They are quickly broken down into glucose, which the body uses to fuel daily activities such as movement, thinking, and bodily functions. While the vitamins regulate body processes but do not provide energy, the protein is mainly used for growth and repair of tissues, and lastly fat. It is a stored energy and insulation, but not the main immediate source. Question number 21. Republic Act 10175 is also known as the blank. Letter A. Anti-Terrorism Act. Letter B. Cybercrime Prevention Act. Letter C. Data Privacy Act. Letter D. Electronic Commerce Act. The correct answer is letter B. Cybercrime Prevention Act. Republic Act number 10175, also known as the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, is a Philippine law that defines, prevents, and penalizes crimes committed using computers, the internet, and other information and communications technologies or ICT. It covers offenses such as illegal access like hacking, identity theft, online fraud, cyber libel, and child pornography, and provides mechanisms for law enforcement to investigate and prosecute cybercrimes. While Data Privacy Act is Republic Act 10173, it protects personal data. The Electronic Commerce Act is Republic Act 8792, governs online transactions, and the Anti-Terrorism Act that addresses terrorism-related offenses. Number 22. Which form of energy is associated with motion? Letter A. Potential energy. Letter B. Chemical energy. Letter C. Electrical energy. Letter D. Kinetic energy. The correct answer is letter D. Kinetic energy. It is the form of energy associated with the motion of an object. Any object that is moving, such as a rolling ball, a running person, or a moving vehicle, possesses kinetic energy. The mechanical energy is the energy an object has because of its motion or position. It has two main forms, kinetic energy and potential energy. First is the kinetic. It is the energy of motion. For example, when a battery powers a toy car or an electric fan, the stored energy in the battery is converted into kinetic energy as the car moves or the fan blades spin. And second is the potential energy. It refers to a stored energy due to position or condition. For example, a battery stores chemical potential energy. This stored energy has the potential to produce motion once the battery is used to power a device. Question number 23. Which of the following is an open-source operating system? Letter A. Windows. Letter B. Mac OS. Letter C. Linux. Letter D. MS Word. The correct answer is letter C. Linux. It is an open-source operating system whose source code is freely available to the public. This means users can view, modify, and distribute the software according to open-source licenses. Its source code is openly shared and maintained by a global community of developers. While the MS Word is an application software, the Windows is a proprietary operating system, which means it is something that is owned and controlled by a company or individual, and its use is restricted. And lastly, Mac OS is a proprietary operating system also. Question number 24. Which Philippine hero is known as the father of the Philippine Revolution? Letter A. Andres Bonifacio. Letter B. Emilio Aguinaldo. Letter C. Apolinario Mabini. Letter D. Marcelo H. del Pilar. The correct answer is letter A. Andres Bonifacio. He is called the father of the Philippine Revolution because he founded the Katipunan or KKK and led the armed struggle against Spanish colonial rule, which sparked the Philippine Revolution in 1896. The KKK stands for Katas-Tasan, Kagalang-Galangang Katipunan NGMGA Anak NG Bayan, commonly called the Katipunan. It was a secret revolutionary society founded by Andres Bonifacio in 1892. Its main goal was to gain Philippine independence from Spain through armed revolution. While Emilio Aguinaldo is a revolutionary leader and first president of the Philippines, Apolinario Mabini is called the brains of the revolution for his role as advisor and strategist, and Marcelo H. del Pilar is a propagandist and writer who inspired the fight for reforms through publications. Question number 25. Juan borrowed 5,000 pesos from his friend to start a small business. His friend charged him 4% interest per year, and Juan promised to pay back the interest after 2 years. How much simple interest will Juan need to pay at the end of 2 years? Letter A. 300 pesos. Letter B. 350 pesos. Letter circa 400 pesos. Letter D. 450 pesos. Juan borrowed 5,000 pesos from a friend at an interest rate of 4% per year. He agreed to pay the interest after 2 years. The given information is the principal, which is P equals 5,000 pesos. The interest rate, which is R equals 4% per year, and last is the time, which is T equals 2 years. To calculate simple interest, we use the formula SI, which is simple interest is equal to P times R times T. The interest rate 4% is written as a decimal for calculation. To convert a percentage to a decimal, we divide by 100. 4 over 100 is equal to 0.04. Next, we calculate the yearly interest, which is the principal amount 5,000 pesos times 0.04 is equal to 200. This means Juan owes 200 pesos per year in interest. Since he borrowed the money for 2 years, we multiply the yearly interest by 2. 200 times 2 equals is equal to 400. By the end of 2 years, Juan will have to pay 400 pesos as simple interest. Therefore, correct answer is letter C. 400 pesos. Question number 26. What does ECCD stand for? Letter A. Early Childhood Care and Development. Letter B. Early Child Cognitive Development. Letter C. Education for Child Care Development. Letter D. Early Care for Child Development. The correct answer is letter A. ECCD stands for Early Childhood Care and Development, which refers to programs and services that support the physical, emotional, social, and cognitive development of children from birth up to 8 years old. It includes health, nutrition, early education, and parental support to ensure that young children grow and develop properly during their formative years. Number 27. Firefighters struggled to contain the blaze as flames leaped from house to house, overwhelming emergency services. This disaster is best described as a letter A. Bonfire. Letter B. Flash. Letter C. Candle flame. Letter D. Conflagration. The correct answer is letter D. Conflagration. It is a large, destructive fire that spreads rapidly and causes extensive damage, often overwhelming firefighters and emergency services. In the situation described, the flames spread from house to house and were difficult to control, which clearly matches the meaning of a conflagration. Question number 28. Who wrote the Canterbury Tales? Letter A. John Milton. Letter B. Geoffrey Chaucer. Letter C. William Shakespeare. Letter D. Thomas More. The correct answer is B. Geoffrey Chaucer. He wrote the Canterbury Tales, a famous collection of stories written in Middle English. The work follows a group of pilgrims travelling to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket in Canterbury, with each pilgrim telling a tale along the way. Chaucer is often called the father of English literature, because of his major contribution to the development of English literature. While William Shakespeare is famous for his plays and sonnets such as Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet. Thomas More was known for his work Utopia, and lastly John Milton is best known for the epic poem Paradise Lost. Question number 29. Which type of tax is imposed on goods and services? Letter A. Income tax. Letter B. Property tax. Letter C. Value-added tax. Letter D. Estate tax. The correct answer is letter C. Value-added tax. A value-added tax or VAT is a type of consumption tax imposed on goods and services at each stage of production and distribution. It is ultimately paid by the consumer when purchasing products or services. While the estate tax is a tax imposed on the transfer of property or wealth after a person's death. The income tax is imposed on a person's or business's earnings or salary. And lastly, property tax. It is a tax levied on owned property, such as land or buildings. Question number 30. Which sentence uses the correct punctuation? Letter A. However, he decided to stay. Letter B. However, he decided to stay. Letter C. However, he decided to stay. Letter D. However, he decided to stay. The correct answer is D. However, he decided to stay. The word, however, is a transition word used to show contrast. When it begins a sentence, it should be followed by a comma to separate it from the rest of the sentence. Option D correctly places a comma after, however, making the sentence clear and grammatically correct. Thank you for watching.